Have you ever felt like your things to do list is never ending? You are completely out of energy. You are drained. And no matter how hard you push, because you do keep pushing, nothing feels like it's moving forward, especially when life feels overwhelming and heavy. I know we're at the beginning of the year and we have this sense of motivation that, oh, we're going to start this year off great. We're going to do this and that this year. And then life starts lifing and we can't find our way. We lose our motivation. If that's where you are today, we're going to shift gears. And I'm going to show you how to stay motivated, especially when life feels overwhelming and heavy. Welcome to Time to Win podcast, where healing and growth collide with purpose, and you get to heal, grow, and prosper. I'm your host, RJ Jackson. Join me as we take a graceful 90-degree turn from stress and struggling to purpose and prosperity. As a professional impact speaker and mindset coach, I'm here to show you the way out of secretly suffering in silence and help you get back on the path of prosperity. So if you're ready, let's make that shift. It's time to win, my friend. Well, hello, you comeback champion. You welcome back and welcome to Time to Win podcast. This is your comeback season and it is your time to win. We are feeling alive in 2025. I'm RJ Jackson, your mindset coach, helping you shift gears, your impact speaker for your next event, and of course, your host for today. Listen, if you haven't heard, playtime is over. Burnout has gone out of style, and we are putting our motivation back in drive. As we have been doing this month, we are answering the top 10 questions on how to overcome overwhelm and slam the brakes on burnout. And today's question is a question that many of us ask when we're feeling overwhelmed. How do I stay motivated when life feels overwhelming and heavy? The questions that we are diving into are the top 10 questions that women around the world are asking. How do I do it? Because we have so much to do. And if that's you, let me just remind you, you are not alone. Matter of fact, I get it. I've been there, I've done that, and I have days where I feel like I'm doing it over and over and over again on repeat. You see, after my accident, everything I did felt like it took 10 times more the effort to do it. I was exhausted mentally and physically. Yet, my family expected me to keep going. My clients expected me to keep going. The world expected me to keep going. I remember worrying, like, was I going to ever be able to keep up and get this right? There were times I felt like I was suffocating. And I wondered if I could ever find my rhythm again. And I say my rhythm again because when I was a child, rhythm was one of my nicknames. But I had not only lost my rhythm, I was trying to be more like Stella and get my groove back. And the more I tried, it just seemed to get harder and harder. And here's what I learned. I learned that motivation doesn't come from pushing harder, especially when you're running on empty. I had to learn how to give myself grace, how to tap back into my purpose and stay focused on what mattered most. When I realized that's what was missing for me, I had to shift my perspective to realize that I wasn't just surviving, I was fighting for my life because I was meant to live. And you, my friend, are meant to live, and not just live any old kind of way, but live life to the fullest. Live life with meaning and value and purpose. Live life to give your life to serving others. And we cannot serve others when we are not taking care of ourselves, when we are not motivated. Finding clarity and purpose, well, that was the motivation I needed. And that's why I rise to help other women shine, especially women who are feeling overwhelmed. I am on a mission to help women who feel overwhelmed rediscover not just their motivation, but their purpose so they can get back on track with clarity. And today, thank you for giving me permission to start with you. And we're going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to share with you 3 keys today to help you stay motivated when life feels overwhelming. I hope you have your pen and paper because you're going to want to take notes. And I want you to write down a commitment of at least one of the keys that you will implement starting today. So let's get into it. Key number 1, give yourself. Don't expect no one else to give it to you, but give yourself permission to rest and reset. You know how we do as women. We gotta do. I got this to do. I got that to do. I don't have time to rest. I'm tired, but I gotta keep going. I want to take a nap, but I don't take naps. I gotta work. I got things to do. Listen, boo. Give yourself permission to rest. Because when you rest, you automatically reset. When I felt the weight of everything, I realized I didn't just need to be more productive. And I certainly didn't need any hacks to be more productive. I needed rest. My brain could not properly function without rest. I had to take short breaks. I had to get 7 hours of sleep in order to function properly. And I had to give that permission to myself. Permission to step away, recharge, and reset. You see, one of the best ways to stay motivated is to stop running on empty. Despite popular belief, it's a necessity for lasting motivation, for clarity and focus. Give yourself permission today to rest, to stop, to take a break. Matter of fact, when's the last time you took a lunch break? Okay, I'm going to get out your business. But I'm just saying, give yourself permission to rest and to reset. And let me just say this, resting isn't always about going to sleep. Resting is about being still, being quiet, being in the moment, not having to have something to do. Or let me take that back. Having to have something to do, but deciding not to do it because you're going to take time out. So give yourself permission today. Key number 2 is just for you. Oh, and me too. Because we all, especially as women, we all have this to-do list, things we got to do. And it's not a short list. It's a long list. And that's why we never feel like we're accomplishing anything. Because not only do we cross off things off the list, but we just keep adding to the list more and more and more. We never have a complete list. It's always something to do, right? Well, if you want to stay motivated, create a not to-do list. Yes, things you will not do. And like I said, I found this to be a game changer. I used to feel overwhelmed by everything I used to feel overwhelmed by everything I thought I had to do. It was on my list and I felt like I had to get it done. I got to get it done now. It wasn't until I realized that not everything on my list was necessary, first and foremost. And second of all, not everything on my list served my purpose. Meaning, just because it was on my list didn't mean it was time to do it. There's a time and season for everything. And today is not always the time and season. So, here's what I did. Instead of adding one more thing to my list, I started subtracting. I created the not to-do list I'm encouraging you to create. And it helped me focus on what mattered most. I started eliminating things. And here are some things I eliminated. First and foremost, worrying about getting it done. And I decided when I get it done, I will get it done. If it was meant for me to get done today, it will get done today. And to add to that, I had to eliminate or add to my not to-do list pressure. Taking the pressure off of myself to try to get it all done today. I had to let that go. It went on the not to-do list. Also on my not to-do list, not to scroll when I should be working. Not to be on social media. Not to go down that rabbit hole because I'm looking for some information and see something good. Not to stop doing what I'm doing because another thought came to my mind. But write that thought down and get to it at the right time. Yes, girl, my not to-do list became longer than my to-do list. And then I was able to focus on what truly mattered. So what can you eliminate from your list today to reduce your mental clutter and get you out of chaos jail? Well, you have the key to unlock the door. The question is, will you use it? All right, let me give you another key because I promised you 3, right? As you go throughout your day accomplishing your tasks, do you ever get to check anything off your things to do list? And when you do you celebrate that? Because that's my key number 3. Find the small wins and celebrate them. You see, motivation doesn't come from accomplishing or achieving the big goals. No, motivation is built by recognizing the small wins along the way. As you often hear me say, it's not about the destination. It is always about the journey. And in the journey, we're always winning. What we have to promise ourselves to do is to keep our eyes on the prize, and the prize that we win all the time. But what we do instead is look at what's going wrong versus what went right. But today, we are shifting gears, and we're going to look for the small wins and then celebrate them, because that's key number 3 to being free and staying motivated. Celebrate every step forward, no matter how small it is. I learned that when we celebrate, it's like putting fuel in your car. It not only gets you to the next mile, it takes you to your destination. So what small win can you celebrate today? I'd love to know. So do me a favor. Put it in the comments below so I can celebrate with you and I can celebrate you. After all, that's what confident women do. They celebrate one another as they realize we don't compete, we complete one another. And that, my friend, is the attitude and mindset of a comeback queen. All right, so I've given you 3 keys. You've written down the one you're going to use to unlock the door and set you free from being overwhelmed. What did you write down? Key number 1, give yourself permission to rest and reset. Or key number 2, create a not to-do list. Or key number 3, to set you free, to help you focus on the small wins that make a big difference and then celebrate them. Whichever key you wrote down, I want you to know that motivation is what gets you started. And the truth is, habits is what keeps you going. So today we talked about motivation, but come back next week and join us as we talk about the habits that we need to slam the brakes on burnout and roll the window up on overwhelm so that we can live life on purpose and succeed. I know sometimes it feels hard, and sometimes it is hard. Sometimes it feels heavy, sometimes it is heavy, and here's what I want you to do. Keep going. Don't let that stop you. If you're feeling overwhelmed, I want to remind you, you're not stuck. It's just time to shift gears. And you can reset. You can find your rhythm. You can get your groove back. It requires small but powerful shifts. And remember, motivation isn't something you find. It's something you create by taking consistent action, even when the road is bumpy and rough. I know, I've walked the road before, and I'm here to tell you, you got this. You are a comeback champion. So let's go, my friend. Let's go, fight, win. In order to help you win, we want to invite you to grab our Shift Gears Clarity Cheat Sheet. It's going to help you create a roadmap for thriving in 2025. Simply visit thecouragegiver.com at thecouragegiver.com for more details. If you haven't already subscribed, what are you waiting for? Hit the subscribe button and stay connected. And don't forget to tell a friend. If you've missed our past episodes, we invite you to go back and check them out and lock us in, my friend. Lock us in for next week. We're headed towards 100 episodes, and we have a great giveaway to celebrate. All right, my friend, we've come to the end, and you know what the word says. In the end, we win. So thank you for joining me today, champion. Remember, when life feels heavy, you have the power to stay motivated and shift gears. I'll see you next week for another winning episode here on Time to Win podcast. Until soon, keep driving forward. Bye for now. Thank you for listening to Time to Win. I recognize that you appreciate the value provided in today's episode, and for your gratitude, I'm giving you a Time to Win VIP listener badge. So head on over to timetowinpodcast.com. That's timetowinpodcast.com and claim your badge and gain immediate VIP access to more of our next level resources and opportunities. Because you've enjoyed today's session, you can also express your gratitude by rating, reviewing, and returning next week with a friend. Oh, by the way, be sure to screenshot today's episode and share it in your Instagram and Facebook story or on your favorite social media platform. We'll look forward to seeing you again next week in the locker room of life here on Time to Win. And remember, the best time to win is now.